Hey, what's happening, everybody? Pizzaholics. I'm over here at VITO'S Slices and Ices. Rather gorgeous looking pizzeria here on the corner of West 36th Street and 9th. Hell's Kitchen, baby. Hell's Kitchen. What do you say we go try it, folks? Let's go eat. All right, what do we got? Let's open it up and get a glimpse. First glance. Oh, nice and saucy. That's how I like it, saucy, baby. Oh, this is a rather unique margarita. Chunks of tomato. All right, guys, here goes nothing. I'm starving, baby. Oh, this looks freaking pretty. It smells freaking great. Let's give it a fold and let's see if it crackles on the bend. Is it crunchy? A little gummy. A little gummy. There is some exterior snap. Not too bad, guys. Not too bad. A little flop going on. Very heavy on the sauce. Very heavy pizza overall. Extremely heavy. Freaking, my biceps are going to be nice and pumped after eating this one. Guys, check out the aeration. A little densely packed. Mozzarella's nice and fresh. I see a lot of garlic. Taste-wise, it's pretty good. Could use a little tightness. Pretty solid, man. Pretty solid. Crust could use a little work. You see how the crust is just falling apart a little bit, you know? A lot of good things, a few bad things, guys. The good, the bad. Sometimes it gets ugly. Sometimes it's just the good and the bad and no ugly. Which seems to be the case here. Ladies and gentlemen, into the lab and under the microscope we go. I want to start with the crust, guys, because let's face it, the foundation of every pizza is its foundation. No pun intended, folks. I was talking about the densely packed aeration on this crust. As you can see, spongy, doughy. It just cooled down, like it's not even totally cold, and it's still, you know, there's some snap to it. There's some snap to it, but it's not exactly a light pizza. There is some minor underside crunch, some good exterior crunch, but it's a very heavy dough. It's a very, very heavy on the chew, and the aeration is absolutely densely packed. And the color on the pizza maybe not, you know, it's not charred. It's not, it's a little pale in spots, a little pale. It is rather unique. I rarely see tomatoes on margaritas. When do you see that? It's so rare. Here's another one. And garlic. Guys, check out the garlic. Bits of garlic. Here's another one. There's some more chunks of garlic. The sauce, look at the brightness of those tomatoes. They're using good sauce, not sure what kind. And it was savory, very savory. The only thing is the tomatoes watered the freaking sauce down a little bit. I'm not a big fan of tomatoes on sauce. Here's another one under the basil. Under the sauce. I never order pizza with any sort of raw tomato on it, unless it's focaccia or unless it's a focaccia. I don't like tomatoes on pizza because, like I said before, it just waters down the sauce. you know? And it's not like it's a sweet sauce. Maybe if it was a sweet sauce, which this is not, which is a good thing, you know, in accord with my tastes. I don't like sweet tomato sauce on pizza. This was not. This was really good sauce. And I think the tomato would work better on a sweet sauce, in my opinion, than a sauce like this, which is very savory and nice and pulpy, and sometimes even on the runny side. Cheese to sauce ratio spot on. I love sauce, guys. That's why I get these margaritas. Look at these mounds of tomato sauce, guys. Piles of tomato sauce. And the distribution is pretty good. It seems as if they also put some sauce underneath the layers of cheese. So the sauce distribution is phenomenal. And look at the olive oil. You know, this is a pizza that, this is why I love Margherita pizza, guys. All the different components of flavor. I talk about the cheese to sauce ratio a lot, but sometimes I forget to talk about the cheese to sauce to crust thickness ratio. Okay? I think it may be overtopped, oversauced, lots of cheese, or perhaps oversauced. And the tomatoes add weight to it as well, which added to the flop, I think. If they went a little lighter on the sauce, it probably would have held up. But you know, I think they just, I mean, I love this. All this sauce and stuff. But if your crust can't handle it, you gotta, you know, I would rethink the recipe for the crust, because there's nothing wrong with a lot of sauce and cheese, but if your crust can't handle it and the sauce is spilling out, and you know, the crust came apart before, and you know, this thing is straight out of the oven, reheated. It should be nice and firm, but you know. Anyway, cheese I thought was pretty fresh, really good fresh mozzarella, not too dry. The hard cheese, look at all that hard cheese. That really helps add some sharpness to the creaminess of the mozzarella. Basil didn't get much flavor in that basil, guys. I'll just make believe it's not there. And yeah, I think I summed it up for this one, folks. There's really nothing left to say. But I do highly recommend this, and it is a rather unique margarita that has its own character and stands out among the common margaritas in the city. Yeah. All of it, Instagram, all of it.
Oh, really? We do this then.
Are you doing a TikTok? I don't do enough TikTok. I just don't have time for it. I'm doing more YouTube shorts. All right, folks, it's about that time. The pizza gets cold. We give it another fold and test the crust for its molecular integrity. Does the crust stay crunchy long after it cools down? Guys, this crust was never crunchy. But does it, I mean, does it really lose whatever it did have? Guys, the most important components in a pizza, I put the crust first, sauce second, and cheese last. Guys, the crust failed for me on this one. Guys, again, this is all subjective, all right? You know, I'm not the criteria. This is my criteria, personally. This has got to hold up. Things can't be dripping off of it, you know what I mean? This crust is not in accord and one with all the rest of it, the sauce and the cheese. It's heavy, the crust gets sogged up, it's more floppy than ever before, but you know what? All that aside, the taste was pretty damn good. The sauce was spot on, the cheese was fresh, there was garlic, olive oil. And that's why, for me, I love the margarita. And, you know, try the cheese. I don't see how I could rate cheese higher than I'm going to rate this. With all the... To me, a cheese pizza does not compete with the complexity of a margarita. And so, I probably would have scored the cheese pizza lower than what I'm going to score this, which is a 7-2, guys. 7-2 for VITO'S Slices and Ices, the margarita. Again, guys, try the cheese. Some people like, you know, greasier pizza, and they don't want all that basil and all that. I get it. Me, I like this stuff. Sauce totally saved it. So 7-2 for VITO'S slices and ices. And also, guys, their ices, you got to get their ices. I heard they're great. I'm not the type of person that should be reviewing ice cream. Last time I did so was at L&B Spumoni Gardens. I gave it a low score. People thought I was crazy. I just don't like ice. I just don't like sweets. I don't want to review something and say it's too sweet. It's supposed to be sweet. It's freaking ice cream. So on the plus side, they make their ices with fresh fruit juice, locally squeezed. And I was tempted, but ice cream is not my sort of thing, guys. I know. It's just not. Well, folks, that about sums it up for this one, guys. VITO'S slices and ices on the corner of 9th and 36th, West 36th Street. And I enjoyed that thing. That thing hit the spot. It could have been a lot better. That thing could have been an 8-1. With a better crust, a lighter crust, a firmer crust, a crunchier crust. That thing would have went into the 8s, without a doubt. Again, hit that like, smash that subscribe button. It would help me out. Hit the join button if you want members-only content, where I do some cooking and eating and sample other food. And until next time, keep those bellies full, folks. This is Antonio, signing off.